Hi
So
there,
today
welcome to
I'm
my
going to
channel.
talk about the heuristic
Hi there,
construction
welcome
in
to my channel.
mathematics. So first of all, what is heuristic construction? It is a problem-solving approach using experience-based techniques rather than exhaustive searches. The importance of heuristic construction is providing fast, good enough solutions when exact solutions are impractical, enable problem solving in uncertain and incomplete information, supports creativity and innovation. So heuristic construction provides fast, good enough solution. It reduces the time and effort needed to solve complex problems, such as in chess, a heuristic might prioritize controlling the center of the board without evaluating every possible move. So second point, enable problem solving in uncertain and incomplete information. In real-life scenario where information is missing or uncertain, the heuristics provide a way to make reasonable decisions. For example, doctors use medical heuristics based on symptoms and experience to diagnose without complete test results. So the third point, support creativity and innovation. Heuristics allow for flexible thinking and can lead to innovative solutions by encouraging trial and error or analogical reasoning. For instance, the Thomas Edison and the invention of the light bulbs. Thomas Edison didn't follow a strict algorithm to invent a light bulb. Instead, he used heuristics like a wide range of materials. He tested thousands of different filament cotton, bamboo, and metals through trial and error to achieve his success. So let's see about what is computational thinking. It is a problem-solving process that involves using concepts from computer science to understand and solve problems. So this information I get from the article of University of York that is published in 2025. It consists of four aspects, which is decomposition, abstraction, pattern recognition, and algorithms. Decomposition is the process of breaking down a complex problem or challenge into small manageable parts. And the abstraction is known as generalization. The thinkers only focus on the most important part of the problem. While the pattern recognition, it is also known as data and information visualization. It involves finding similar parts. So identifying patterns make it easier to organize data, which in turn can help with problem solving. In the aspect of algorithms, it creating step-by-step instruction to solve the problem. Then let's come to the parts that discuss about Polya's problem solving skills. First step is understanding the problem. The second step is devising a plan. The third step is carry out the plan. And the fourth step is looking ahead. Let's come to problem solving. In this section, we will learn to solve problems with heuristic construction, computational thinking skill, and Polya's problem solving skills. So, the easy level question, which is consists of level applying. A farmer has chickens and goats in a barn. There are 10 heads and 28 legs in total. So how many chickens and how many goats are there? First, we need to understand the question. Identify the element involved, which is legs and heads. In decomposition, we we could learn that separate the total into two smaller problems, which is heads and legs. So the algorithm is form equation based on the problems. In this question, I plan to draw pictures and use the solution try and error to solve it. So let's make the number of chickens equals to X and the number of goats equals to Y. So since there is 10 heads, so we could see that the total amount of the animal is X plus Y, which is number of chicken plus number of goats equals to 10. So since the chicken have 2 legs and the goats have 4 legs, we could form the equation that 2x plus 4y equals to 28. 28 represents the amount of legs. So from equation 1, we could get the equation of x equals to 10 minus y. Let's sub equation 3 into 2. So after sub the equation into the second equation and carry out the steps, we could see that y equals to 4. Sub y equals to 4 into 1, and we could see that x plus 4 equals to 10 and x will equals to 6. So to ensure the answer is correct, sub the values again into equation 2, which is 2 times 6 plus 4 times 4 equals to 28. So we could see that the values that we found is correct. Let's come to solution 2, try and error. For abstraction, we just focus on the parts that mention about chicken and goats. So just like just now, we form two equations and start to sub the value into the equation. So when x equals to 1, well, y will equals to 9. But when we put them into the second equation, which is 2x plus 4y equals to 28, we couldn't get the the total amount of legs that is mentioned in the question. So 2 times 1 plus 9 times 4 equals to 38. It is not exactly the same as the equation we formed, so we reject this answer. So what if x equals to 2 and y equals to 8? Then we sub the values into a second equation and we could get that the total amount is equal to 36. It is still not the answer. Then we should try again until s equals to 6 and y equals to 4. Then when we sub both of them into the second equation, 2 times 6 plus 4 times 4 equals to 28. So we could see that only x equals to y and y equals to 4 can suit this situation. Now let's come to intermediate level question, which consists of level applying and analyzing. A bookstore receives a shipment of fiction and non-fiction books, totaling 180 books. So each fiction book costs £8 and each non-fiction book costs £12. The total cost of all books is £1,680. So how many fiction and non-fiction books are there in the shipment? In solution 1, I plan to use table and try and error to solve this question. By applying algorithms, we should understand the problem first. In the problem, is that the total amount of books is equal to 180, and the total cost is equal to 1,680. While the cost of fiction books equals to £8 and non-fiction books equals to £12. Then, after understanding the problem, we could started to draw a table, then try several values for fiction books and calculate the non-fiction books plus total cost. Fiction. So this table show my step. We could see that if fiction books equals to 100, then non-fiction book equals to 80. But when we sub both of these value into the 8x plus 12y equation, we could see that the total cost is not the answer that is mentioned in the question. But when fiction book is equals to 110 and the non-fiction book is equal to 70, we could see that the cost is also know the answer that's mentioned in the question. Now let's check about how about 120 and 60. If we sub both of them into the equation, we could see that the total cost equals to 1,680. So we could get that the answer is 120 and 60. So now the CT skill that is applied in this solution is decomposition. This problem is divided into two components, which is one equation for total number of books and another for the total cost. So let's form one equation. Let's form two equations first. F equals to 180 minus n, and 2f plus 3n equals to 420. So first equation is generated from f plus n equals to 180. While for the second equation, it is simplified by at f plus 12n equals to 1,680. So sub first equation into second equation. 2 times 180 minus n plus 3n equals to 420. So after carrying out the step, we could see that n will equal to 60, n which means is non-fiction books. The amount of non-fiction books equals to 60. So sub amount of non-fiction books into equation 1, we could get that the amount of fiction book is equals to 120. So let's check about the answer, whether it's correct or not. We sub both of the value into both of equation and we could get the same answers just like the question. Then it means that our answer is correct. So now let's come to advanced level question, which needs level of evaluating. The total cost of 3 laptops, 4 tablets, and 5 smartphones is 2,250. A laptop costs twice as much as a tablet, and a tablet costs 3 times as much as a smartphone. So how much will Alex have to pay for one laptop, one tablet, and one smartphone? For the highlights of this question, we could see that the total value of the gadget is 2,250, and the relationship between items is laptop equals to 2 tablets, and 1 tablet is equals to 3 smartphones. So the total cost is equal to 3 laptop plus 4 tablets plus 5 smartphone equals to 2,250. So let's break the problem into relationship, which is laptop, tablet, and smartphone. For solution 1, I use model drawing to solve it. I use one box to represent the cost of handphone and multiply it with its amount. So for the CT skills that apply in this section is visualizing each item as parts of a unit model, and the algorithms is doing algebra steps after listing out the box and ratio of those gadgets. So let S be the cost of smartphone. So you could see that 18S plus 12S plus 5S equals to 2,250. This value are get from the steps in front, which amount of the box times amount of the gadget, which means 5 smartphone times 1 box equals to 5. Then 4 times 3 equals to 12, and 3 times 6 equals to 80. So after carrying out the step, we could get that cost of the smartphone is equal to 64.29. And the cost of the laptop will become 6 times 64.29 equals to 385.74 pounds. While the cost of tablets will be 3 times 64.29 equals to 192.87 pounds. By the way, the cost of handphone is equals to 64.29 pounds. Thus, the sum of a laptop, a tablet, and a handphone is equal to 305.74 pounds plus 192.87 pounds plus 64.29 pounds equals to 642.9 pounds. So let's come to solution 2. Guess, check, and revise. For the algorithms, we try different values for smartphone cost and calculate the total. So if the smartphones cost 60, tablet will cost 180 and the laptop will cost 360. So 3L plus 4T plus 5S equals to 2,100. But this cost is too low. So let's try another one. When the smartphone costs 65, tablet will cost 195, and the laptop will cost 390, but the total cost will become 2,275. But this cost is too high, so we get the value which is between 60 and 65. So let's check about 64.29. When the smartphone is 64.29, the tablet will cost 192.86 and the laptop will cost 385.741. So the total cost will become 2,250. So let's see about the algorithm. Since the answer we found meets original cost condition, let's find out the total cost of tablet, handphone, and laptop. Then we add all the value together, we will get 642.86. Then both of the solution get the same answer, so we assume that this answer is correct. So let's come to the part of reflection. How does today education produce inventor generation? So today education is producing an inventor generation by focusing on creative learning. Students are encouraged to solve problems and think innovatively rather than just memorizing facts. With the integration of computational thinking, learners develop the ability to break down complex problems, recognize patterns, and design logical solutions. STEM, which is science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Education offers hands-on experience in science, technology, and in engineering and math. It fosters curiosity and invention. So these skills may help the individual to in this industrial, which is 5.0. So students can investigate real-world problems and able to develop original solutions through inquiry-based learning. They can be more innovative to solve their problems and be more creative. They can create prototypes by using technology and make tools such as 3D printers and coding platforms. 3D printers is quite helpful in education, I think, because it could, for example, the medical field may use 3D printer to print out the model of liver or heart or any organs so that the medical students can learn practically. So modern education prepares students to create for a better society by encouraging them to do so with empathy and impact. So let's come to the conclusion. Polya's model provides a structured approach to tackling problems, while heuristic strategies such as model drawing or formula application enhance problem-solving flexibility. Computational thinking skills support these processes by guiding learners to break down complex tasks, recognize patterns, abstract essential elements, design step-by-step solutions, and evaluate outcomes effectively. So this information I get from Polya, the article about Polya in 1945 and article of Wings in 2006. So this is the resource that I use to produce this presentation.
Thank you all. We'll see you next time. Thank you all. We'll see you next
So
time.
that's all from
Thank
me.
you all.
Thank
We'll
you.
see you next time.